A highway robbery committed by a uniformed officer. A legal system where your money is guilty until proven innocent. And a multi-billion-dollar industry that funds police departments with cash stolen from citizens who were never charged with a crime. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly how civil asset forfeiture turned law enforcement into tax collectors with guns, and why carrying cash in your own car is now a de facto crime punishable by total confiscation. You are about to see the loophole that destroyed the Fourth Amendment. Stop worrying about pickpockets. Stop worrying about hackers. Look at the flashing lights in your rearview mirror. Imagine you are driving to buy a used car. You have $5,000 in cash in an envelope. You are pulled over for a broken taillight. The officer asks if you have large amounts of currency. You say yes, because you have nothing to hide. 10 minutes later, you are standing on the side of the road. The officer has taken your money. He hands you a receipt. He gets in his car and drives away. You are not arrested. You are not charged with a crime. You get no ticket, but your life savings are gone. If you want it back, you have to hire a lawyer for $3,000 to fight for your $5,000. The system knows you won't do it. It knows the math doesn't work. This isn't a glitch. It is a feature. You are being targeted not because you are a criminal, but because you are an ATM. This practice turns the protector into the predator. It creates a reality where your property has fewer rights than you do, and where the people sworn to serve you have a direct financial incentive to plunder you. To understand how this legalized theft operates, we have to look at the twisted logic of the law. It relies on a legal fiction that dates back to medieval times. It works in 3 distinct steps. Step 1 is the setup, the profit motive. In 1984, the United States Congress passed the Comprehensive Crime Control Act. Inside this act was a program called equitable sharing. It sounded good. It allowed local police to seize drug money and share the proceeds with the feds. But here was the poison pill. It allowed police departments to keep up to 80% of what they seized. Suddenly, every traffic stop wasn't just about safety, it was a revenue stream. Police departments realized they could bypass their city budgets. If they needed new cars, new weapons, or even a margarita machine for the break room, they didn't need to ask the mayor. They just needed to go out to the highway and find it. Step 2 is the trick in rem jurisdiction. This is the legal magic trick. In a normal criminal case, the government charges you, the person. The case is the state versus John Smith. But in civil forfeiture, they don't charge you. They charge your property. The case is filed as United States versus $12,000 in U.S. currency, or State of Texas versus one 2015 Chevy Silverado. Because they are suing the object, not the person, you are not entitled to a public defender. Inanimate objects don't have constitutional rights. And the burden of proof is flipped. In a criminal court, you are innocent until proven guilty. In forfeiture court, your property is guilty until you prove it is innocent. You have to prove a negative. You have to prove where every dollar came from, often years back. If you have a single gap in your paperwork, the state keeps it all. Step 3 is the proof. You think this is rare? Let's look at the numbers. In 2014, the Washington Post released a bombshell investigation titled Stop and Seize. They found that in a single year, law enforcement took more property from American citizens than burglars did. Read that again. The police took more than the criminals. Look at the case of United States v. $124,700. A man named Tan Yuen was pulled over in Nevada. He had cash he won at a casino. The police took it all. They didn't find drugs. They didn't find weapons. They just assumed the money looked suspicious. Or look at the timeline. Between 2001 and 2014, there were over 61,000 seizure of cash on highways and elsewhere without search warrants or indictments. This is a systemic dragnet designed to harvest wealth from the population under the guise of the war on drugs. So, where does the money go? Does it go to victims of crime? Does it go to drug rehabilitation centers? No, it stays with the department. This creates a phenomenon known as policing for profit. We have records of district attorneys using forfeiture funds to buy MacBooks for their families. We have records of police departments buying armored personnel carriers they don't need. In one infamous case in Georgia, a sheriff used seized funds to buy a $90,000 Dodge Viper for the department's DARE program. The villains here are the bureaucrats who realize that fighting actual violent crime is dangerous and expensive, but seizing cash from regular people is safe and profitable. They exit with balanced budgets and bonuses. You exit with a receipt and a destroyed trust in the system. They have successfully monetized the violation of your civil rights. The Fourth Amendment to the Constitution was written specifically to prevent this. It states that the people have a right to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects, against unreasonable searches and seizures. But legal language doesn't matter when the incentive structure is corrupt. When the police get to keep what they kill, justice dies. We are living in a society where owning cash is treated as probable cause. The question isn't, why do they do it? We know why. For the money. The question is, how can you call yourself a free citizen if the government can take everything you own without ever charging you with a crime?